Many historians believe World War I and II weren't two separate wars, but one long, continuous conflict with a break in between. The first ended in 1918. The second began in 1939. And in that gap unfolds the story of Peaky Blinders, a tale set between two wars, a time of chaos, a time of change. Peaky Blinders is a period drama, fictionalized, yes, but deeply rooted in historical truth. Through Thomas Shelby, we see what happened to the soldiers who survived the First World War. They came back, but they weren't whole, haunted, shattered, abandoned by society. Many couldn't survive peace the way they survived war. Tommy Shelby is one of them, a working-class man turned into a cold, godless, fearless rebel by the war. He began questioning everything: faith, emotions, even his own humanity. And who wouldn't? They came from a place where mass murder was routine. Both sides were just following orders. War had become mechanical, man versus machine. Never before had killing been this industrialized. World War I was the first true mechanized slaughter of men. And when these men returned home, society simply turned away. Expected them to carry on like nothing happened. But that was foolish. What followed was inevitable. Lawlessness, crime, disdain for authority. And Tommy? He dived straight into it. A criminal, a murderer. Intimidation was his trade. Yet despite his darkness, we're drawn to him. There's something admirable, and something we're glad we don't share. That contradiction is what makes Thomas Shelby unforgettable. Cillian Murphy captures this inner conflict masterfully. In this video, we'll explore who Thomas Shelby really is. Understand his mind, his contradictions, his pain. Where is he heading? What truly drives him? We'll break down 5 rules that define Thomas Shelby. Rule 1. He always plays on the offense. In movies and life, we admire 2 things: selflessness and fearlessness. We may not have them ourselves, but we love seeing them in others. Tommy isn't selfless, but fearless, absolutely. Why? Because he's made peace with death. He knows life is fragile. He's seen flesh torn from bone. To him, every moment is borrowed time. And when death doesn't scare you, you bet big, even with your life. He doesn't bend under pressure. He walks into chaos like he belongs there. Sometimes it even feels like he's looking for problems. Like war never really left his head. As Osho once said, people won't forgive you if you free them from all their problems. We want answers, yes, but often just so we can dive into new questions. We pray for peace but cling to conflict to stay occupied. Tommy's restlessness, his obsession with control, it's not power he craves, it's distraction, a way to avoid the pain buried inside him. Rule 2, he's not an open book. Tommy carries the weight of his family, his business, and his own scars. He wants control over everything, but life keeps pulling him back. He's emotionally and mentally crumbling, yet he never lets it show. Even when used by the police, the IRA, or the Crown, he acts like everything's under control. Often, it's not, but Tommy believes that to reach beyond, he must trust himself more than anyone else. He doesn't just bond with his family, he bears their burden. He's the captain. If the ship sinks, he goes down with it. To keep morale high, he must appear strong. He hides his trauma, his nightmares, his medication. He's ashamed to be broken like Arthur, but he is. He's just better at hiding it, and that's why Arthur triggers him, because he reflects Tommy's own pain. What we suppress in ourselves often angers us when we see it in others. Rule 3, he's the master of his ego. The Shelby family rests on 3 pillars: Polly, the heart; Arthur, the body; Thomas, the brain. He's the thinker, the strategist. He's as insane as Arthur, but more controlled. He's emotionally aware like Polly, but more detached. Oswald Mosley described him perfectly. An irrational frenzy, controlled by reason. Tommy can swallow his pride. He'll bow down if it serves the bigger plan. He'll ally with enemies if it means winning. That's rare in powerful men. Most are consumed by ego. But Tommy rises above it when needed. He speaks little, says no more than necessary, doesn't argue, just executes, always focused on outcomes. He strips emotion from his face. Calm, precise, stoic. a strategist in every breath. Rule 4. Self-reliance. Thomas Shelby depend on no one but yourself. Whether he's cutting a deal or protecting his family, his instinct is always to trust his own judgment. In the heat of danger, he stays calm, assesses the situation, and acts on his own plan. That air of quiet confidence makes others wonder how he always seems one step ahead. In your own life, try solving problems on your own first. Build that inner confidence and let people see you as someone who can handle anything without leaning on them. Rule 5. Emotional mastery. Shelby never lets anyone see him break. He feels anger, grief, even love, but he keeps it locked down. By controlling his emotions, he becomes unpredictable. Opponents can't read his next move. His steely calm becomes his greatest weapon. You can do the same. When tension hits, pause, collect yourself, and then respond. That slight pause before you react will give you an edge and keep others guessing.